How do you translate those standards into observable, measurable standards that leaders could actually be graded on or the criteria, of their performance review?
Yes, I really like that question because I think that's critical. They are not just on paper. Otherwise, how do you embed them in the culture, in the day to day, in the way they lead, and in the way they go about their work?
Exactly.
That's the expectation. So the first step that we took was define them in a way where it was action oriented. So you know, right? This is what I would see from you. You are challenging assumptions so that you can find a new path forward. So first we define them as actions, not just kind of like titles. And then from there, we went into describing what that means by level. So individual contributor, management layer, executive management. And what does it mean to actually show up doing learning in action for your level? And then we have very specific behaviors and things that you can observe and also rate. So that is, I mean, I think probably I'll go deeper into that later, but that is the first step for them to have awareness of, okay, what does this mean for me at my level so that I can actually do it and my manager, my peers can see it. So that was the first step. And then we started actually thinking about how do we rate ourselves against this? So it's not that you do it well or not, it's how often do you do it? So if we think about the example of the debrief, if you just do it once, excellent. And maybe you did it with like the best execution ever. But if it's just done once, yeah, you're not going to drive that growth that we need. You need to be doing that consistently. So we measure it with a consistency rating. How consistent are you in this with your team and with your peers? So it's not just also about me, it's about we, about others and how you work with others. And then the third element was that we now have incorporated the standards as part of our performance evaluation. So then the associates and the employees actually care about this. It's not just, oh, that is what's the best in class. No, no, no. I'm going to be measuring you and your bonus and your merit, right? Everything is going to be anchored in these behaviors and of course your targets, your business performance. But that was a big initiative that we launched this year. And I do believe that when there's incentives behind these things that are a little bit more subjective, people actually do it. And I mean, we've been doing it now for at least 18 months in terms of like knowing what those standards are, but it is really resonating with people and it is how we go about things. And as I said, you can actually define success. If you did the six things, it will show up, right? When you use it as a filter, it's pretty telling.